Hi everyone. My name is Analoli del Cueto, and I am a junior consultant at Ohana Public Affairs Consultancy. And it is a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm going to talk about the ESPR, or Eco Design for Sustainable Product Regulation. Um, Sorry. But first of all, I would like to introduce Ohana Public Affairs. If you don't know us, nice to meet you. We are a boutique public affairs consultancy specialized in sustainability with a very strong footprint in textiles and the apparel industry. We are based in Brussels, very nice and close to the EU institutions, and some of our clients range from big brands, but also other type of organizations such as Textile Exchange. So my main focus for this expert talk is to grab your attention towards the ESPR. This is just a very high level. Why is this important? Why am I talking about this? The scope, the objective that this very important piece of legislation has for the textile industry. But this is an ongoing process for the textile industry, and so we are now in that legislative process. If you want to know more about that process, how you can engage, what are the conversations going to be like, what are they talking about for eco design requirements for textiles, please, I welcome you to join me in the workshop area at 2 p.m. We have time, an hour and a half, to talk about this, and I will explain way more of this process. So why does this legislation exist and why is it relevant to you? So just as a very high level political context, the EU Commission saw that products and consumption can have a very negative impact on the environment. And so that is why back in 2020, when the EU Green Deal started and all the circular economy talks also started to make sustainable consumption, they came up with all these pieces of legislation, and the ESPR tackles design, which is one of the main aspects for products to be able to be sustainable by design. So why is this relevant to you? If you're still wondering, then I would ask you a question. Does your company sell in the EU? And if the answer is yes, then what type of product does your company sell? If the answer is finished goods, such as apparel and footwear, then you are in luck. You are for sure in the scope of the EU product legislation, being the ESPR, the main one. And then the answer is intermediate products such as fabric and yarns, then you're also in luck, because indirectly, because your consumers, so the brands, will have to comply with eco design requirements. They will look at you and they will ask you if your fabrics can help them comply with the eco design requirements. And so it is very important that even though the main obligations fall in the brands as manufacturers of the garments, you as fabric suppliers also have a very important part in order to reach compliance. Just also for you, if this is the first time that you're hearing about the ESPR, so that you understand how this piece of legislation is being thought of. So it has three main objectives: to make sustainable products the norm, to reduce the environmental footprint across the life cycle of these products, but also to ensure the free movement of products in the EU single market. But it is very important to understand that this is a framework legislation that covers all the products in the EU market. So from tires to furniture to textiles. However, the European Commission saw that all these products need their very own eco-design requirements because they are very unique products. And so they prioritized products. They saw groups of products that have very large market, that use a lot of resources, and that most importantly have a lot of potential to become circular. And so that is why I'm talking about this today, because textiles, garments, and footwears have been prioritized by the European Commission. This means that by 2028, the textile products will have to comply with eco design requirement. This is so important because this piece of legislation, it's a market access legislation, meaning that if the product does not comply with the eco-design requirements set for the product group, they won't be able to be sold in the EU market. So this is just potential product parameters. So the idea is for textiles to become more sustainable, right? And so they are tackling specific product parameters. This doesn't mean that they will set eco-design requirements in all of them, but the idea is to, for instance, make a garment more durable, make it more recyclable. And so they will tackle different product aspects. Just to highlight what I've been saying, the eco-design requirement will be the minimum mandatory requirement to access the EU market. Everything that does not comply with that, the idea is that it cannot enter the EU market, but of course products can go beyond the minimum requirement set by the ESPR. Just as a glimpse, because I will deal with this very much so in the workshop, these are the product parameters that they are looking at for apparel and textiles. And if you're paying attention now, I'm not talking about textile garments and footwear. I am talking about apparel textiles. But what is apparel textile? Why only apparel textile? I will be dealing with that in the workshop, because it's a very interesting but very long conversation as well. So just to finish, we highly recommend you to start preparing. The transition times will be short. We are expecting these eco-design requirements for apparel textile Q1 2027 with implementation, so compliance in 2028. It's about 18 months that I know that for the textile industry that is very fast and it is not enough, but you can already start to prepare and see where the direction is going. So yeah, thank you very much.
My colleague on stage won't say what she really does for work. So I'm going to question her live. I believe you have clients who are slightly bigger than the rest of us. Are the Textile Exchange one of your clients?
Yeah.
European Outdoor Group?
Yes.
VF Corporation?
Yes.
H&M?
Yes.
So I'm putting two and two together and saying that if all those people want to use you for lobbying, you must know what you're doing.
Yes.
So it gives me the impression that what goes on in your workshop is going to be interesting.
Yes.
You can make your own choice about whether to attend or not, but there are people who don't shine enough as diamonds, is all I'm saying. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone.